Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 9, Fundamental Rights, Fundamental Duties and Directive Principle of State Policy, lecture number 9. Friends, up to now in this chapter we have discussed about human rights. We have also discussed about fundamental rights and its importance. We discussed about the 6 fundamental rights that have been incorporated in our constitution. These rights have been given place in our constitution. Friends, we discussed one by one about each and every rights, that as being a citizen of India, we should know our rights. We should be aware about the rights. We understood that being inspired from the human rights, our constitutional framework had incorporated these fundamental rights in our constitution. Friends, we understood that there are total 6 fundamental rights that are incorporated in our constitution for each and every citizen of India. First is right to equality. Second, right to the freedom of religion. Third, cultural and education right. Fourth, right to freedom. Fifth, right against exploitation. And sixth is right to constitutional remedies. Friends, we have already discussed in our previous lecture about each and every rights in detail. We understood that in right to equality, each and every citizen has been considered equal in the eye of law. There is no discrimination in the eye of law for any individual citizen. All are treated equally in our country. Equal protection is given to every citizen in our country. No biased attitude or no biased treatment is done with any citizen on the basis of caste, creed, religion, gender, language, etc. Friends, we discussed that in right to the freedom of religion, here each and every citizen of India has been given the right to follow and adopt the religion of his own choice. Friends, we also discussed that in right to education, cultural and education rights, we discussed that each and every citizen of India has been given the right to get proper education for the all-round development of himself. There is no any age limit to get education in our country. Friends, we also discussed in right to freedom that under this right to freedom, each and every citizen has been given 6 freedoms. We have the freedom of speech and expression. We have the freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. We can move anywhere within the boundaries of country. We can live and settle in any country. We can do any kind of profession or business in our country. Friends, these are certain freedoms that has been given to us in the right to freedom. Right against exploitation saves us from the exploitation that has been done in the various forms. It protects children, women and other people from various forms of exploitations like forced labor, child labor, low wages and the regular wages. These are certain exploitation that are emerging in our society. This right against exploitation protects us from such kind of exploitation. So friends, and right to constitutional remedies, we considered it as the soul of our constitution. It gives the right to the citizen to go to the court and apply and approach to seek justice if any of his fundamental right is denied. Friends, this was the information about fundamental rights. In the previous lectures, we discussed about the fundamental duties and its importance. We also discussed about the 11 main fundamental duties that each and every citizen need to follow, need to fulfill that duties for maintaining the unity and integrity, to increase the sovereignty of the country, to bring a better future for our country. Friends, today we are going to learn the third aspect of this chapter, that is the directive principle of state policy and its aim. Let us understand about the directive principle of state policy and its aims. Let us start by understanding the directive principles of state policy. Let us start by understanding the meaning of this directive principle of state policy. The directive principle, if we talk about this directive principle, have been incorporated in the fourth chapter. We can say in the fourth chapter of our constitution. Friends, here it is said that this directive principle has been incorporated in the fourth chapter in our constitution. The mentioning of this directive principle is given. The directive principles are the directions given. The directive principles are the directions given by the Constitution to the state and central government, state and central government to adopt just policies. Just policies means that are not unfair, means to adopt just policies for establishing a better country. Friends, here first of all let us understand what is the directive principle. Directive principle means, it name itself suggests, it is giving the direction. It is giving the direction, suggestions to the central and the state government that how you can run your state, how you can run your country, which steps, which policies should be adopted by you to make a better state or to make a better country. Means these directive principles are one kind of suggestions from the Constitution to the state and the central government for running their state or a country, for making a better country, for making the just policy. The directive principles are actually the directive principles are actually the directions given by the Constitution to the state and central government to adopt such kind of policies that would help, we should help to establish an unbiased society in our country. Friends, here it is said the directive principle. These are actually the directions. These are actually the directions that are given by the constitution. These are the directions that are given by the constitution to the central and the state government to adopt such kind of policy that are unbiased, that are not biased to any individual person or any individual organization, and to adopt such kind of policy to establish unbiased society in our country so that development of each and every citizen can be proper, and in future a better state or country can come out. So these are the friends, here you might have understood the meaning of this directive principle of state policy. It is one kind of direction that is given by the direction or suggestions that is given by the constitution to the state and the central government to adopt such policies that can give a proper way of administration so that they can make a better state or a country. Now let us understand the aims of this directive principle of state policy. Now aims. The primary aim, the main aim, the first aim, the primary aim of these principles is to establish, the primary aim of this principle is to establish a social system based that is a social system that is based on social, political, and that is based on social, political, and economical justice. The primary main aim is to create such kind of social system, create such kind of society that brings social, political, and economic justice for each and every people. These principles, directive principle, reflects the kind of nation. It reflects such kind of nation and society that we wish to establish. Here this principle gives us the clear idea of the society that we want, such kind of society that we want to establish. Here these principles talk about the ideas. These principles also talk about the ideas presented in our constitution. These ideas that are presented in, this talks about the ideas presented in our constitution, in preamble. In our constitution, in preamble we can say that can be implemented. That can be implemented. This principle talk about the ideas that can be implemented in the preamble of our constitution, we can say. This principle are not included in our constitution. These directive principles are not included in our Indian constitution. They are not included in the Indian constitution. These principles do not have legal status. We can say these principles do not have legal status or legal backing, we can say, or it does not have legal backing. Hence, these principles cannot be enforced. This principle cannot be enforced on the government. So here it cannot be enforced compulsory on the government because these directive principles are not the part of our constitution. They are not included in our constitution, and that is why here it is said this is one kind of suggestion. What does suggestion means? Suggestion means someone gives a suggestion, but that suggestion is not compulsory that whether you follow or not. Here the direction, the suggestion is given by the constitution to the state and the central government to run the administration in the manner that this directive principle has informed. But it is not compulsory for the state government or central government to follow this directive principle, as it is not included in the constitution. Instead, these principles serves as a guideline. It serves as a guidelines for the states and union. It works as a guideline for the states and union, and how they can administer, the state or union in rightful manner. It are the suggestion so that they can run the state or union in rightful manner. These principles incorporate rights. This principle incorporate rights that are required for overall development, of mankind. These principles, they are that incorporate that rights that are required for the overall development of each and every mankind. So friends, here these principles are very important. As per the words of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, as per the words of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, to rule the regime, he has said, to rule the regime, these principles are the foundation. As per Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he said, to rule any kind of regime, to rule any country, these principles are the foundations. These are considered as the foundation. This word means, these words mean, if we talk about this word means that an attempt should be made, to establish political democracy in our country. Effort should be made to rule. Here it is said, these words means the words of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. It means that an attempt, we should make such attempts to establish the political democracy in our country. Each and everyone should be free in the politics as well in our country. Hence, to attain social, economical and political, hence to attain social, political and economical democracy, the directive principles to attain this democracy, the directive principles are bifurcated. These directive principles are bifurcated into various sections. They are here to attain economic, social and political justice and equality, democracy for any nation. These directive principles, these are bifurcated into different sections. Which are these sections? Let us see. These bifurcation, they are the bifurcated various sections. They are first is the principles related to economic policy. First are some of the principles that are related to economic policy, that is related to money or the economy of the country. Then the principles related to social policy. Another section is this principle that is related to social policy, that is related to the welfare of the society. Then third is principles, that is, if we talk about the third one, principles related to the international, state, principle related to international as well as state political policies, or we can say principles related to the international and political policies, related to the international dealings. Then fourth one, principles that is related, fourth one is principles related to educational and cultural science, that are principles related to educational and cultural science or cultural policies also we can say. Cultural policies. And the fifth one, that is principles related to health policies. Principles that is related to health policy. So friends, this directive principle is bifurcated into these 5 various sections. Principles that is related to economic policies, that is related to economy. Principles that is related to social policy, that is related, the direction related to the society. Principle related to the international and political policies, the policies that is related to the international politics. Then principles related to educational and cultural policies, related to our culture, related to education, policies related to that. And fifth one is principles or suggestions that are related to the health of the citizen of India, that is the health policy. So friends, here you might have understood about the directive principle of state policy and its aims. Thank you.